While you're here, you want to ask a couple? Okay, no problem.
Met my best friend. As the new DOC commissioner, appointed.
OC?
DOC.
Who's that?
Correction.
What's his name?
Torres.
I thought DOC.
DOC.
Oh, where's he from? Oh. This one? The pink, purple shirt? DOC?
Corrections. Department of Corrections.
He just moved here from Guam?
What's going on?
Too much.
Literally no call, no text. So, like I said, nobody ever promised their offer or anything. So I do this never.
Can I set this one?
Because I met other Stanley you met. He was the CPA director when I came. I think that guy was, he's the fire in Guam. Stanley Jr., right? That's Stanley Torres, former Congressman Stanley. So he just told me that that's also son from this one. Maybe that's younger.
How's it going? This is, yes, and it looks, hers is live too. It's okay, you're not in it.
Are you 0065? Oh, I'm sorry, were you calling? Yes.
I called. Thanks for your patience. Appreciate your presence.
Hey, thanks for that comment there, Fabian. Appreciate it. Good to see you. Sorry, I stepped away from the phone for a second. But we are just outside of the conference room. You see, last time we were here, a couple weeks ago, there was only one photo on the wall, and it was the governor's old photo when he was the lieutenant governor. And now you can see these are the latest official photos that were taken during the build-up to the inauguration and the transition. These were taken by Steve Jang. All kinds of folks walking over right now. You can see folks coming from the legislature. J.P. Sablan, Angelo Camacho, Ralph Yumul, and someone shorter than them and behind. Can't tell. But everyone's starting to roll in. And something that I wasn't used to seeing before this time around. They've got ID cards now that they're wearing, like visual ID, so people can see them. How do I share your channel? I saw that. You can see that it came in. Yeah, we're live right now, Fabian. You can actually share the live feed right now. All right. Oh, it looks like they were just in there with some military folks.
Hi. Good.
Hi, how are you? Good to see you again.
Hindi mo commission ng collection ito. Malamang mo nakagapahapon ba. Nandiyan mo. Ayun, ang ito. Nakatapos sa sila ito. Ano mga nyo? Anthony Torres. Ay, former sa correction. Former wala ba siya? Kasi ano yung ano ngayon akin? Siya ano? Ito. Wala ka ba nakuha ang DOC? Bahay ko ano yun?
Ayaw, marami ko hindi na
Oo, maraming salamat. Maraming problema. Maraming problema collection. Kahit may chickens, parang pati ng taste na. Hindi sa payat. Pero ibigay. Saka minsan kasi hindi naman high priority yung binibili dito. Oo.
Oh shit.
Ito, hindi ka lalapitan niya. Oo. Ay, hindi. Palabas. Kapatid doon, ano, Gray. Pangalan ito. Kalimutan ang dati.
Okay, I'll see you. Excellent.
The camera's going out this way. And then when we built in, You see, this is plugged into. This is the receiver.
Hindi mo nakapractice.
Yeah, really quick grab, Joe. So he's in the big club. Yeah, so we worked together at our office here. With Tim Brasler.
Yeah.
That was the three-man team.
Nice.
Planning massive cool things in the living rooms.
Yes, we just all, you know, go in. What do you call it? Teleworking. Hey, in the beginning, you know, the coffee shop up by the Dan. What is it called? Mango 6.
Yeah,
I actually used to work. The first 2 weeks I was here, I worked at Mango 6.
Reed Coleman walking out. Frankie Lift goes in.
Okay, man, take care.
Thanks. Have a good day.
You too.
And the folks who were on loan from other agencies, they're from Drug Region Marianas and Paycon, like Indo-Paycon. Some military folks.
Oh, okay.
I used to work with Randy, with Jaron.
Andy?
Randy.
Oh, Randy.
Randy Sablan.
Delbert, economic development, you know. Would he be able to talk about it?
I think he would
It's a different
take
one.
your info and he would send
Forward.
it through their public affairs because I don't think he's able to say anything.
Okay.
Everyone's got to jump through hoops to get that clearance to speak.
This ano kayo sa
I see that, baby. Yep, he operates on his own time. That's true. So far, we haven't had anything on time yet. As long as those paychecks are coming on time for the employee and the retirees. Frankie Elliptico. Yeah, that's right. That's right, baby. Even me. All right, so they're bringing everybody in now. Tracy, Norita, Leila, Staffler, Tina, Sylvan, Mike, Tenorio.
Kaya lang walang ano. Hindi, meron tayo. Bukas meron. Mars Thursday. Nasip yun eh. Ha? Nasip yun. Siyempre, Bautista. Bakit? Hindi ko alam kung nasa. Hindi ko yung bitbit. Hindi, pero yung mga ano, pero naman. Appointment niya sa ano. nga, memo lang ang kailangan ko. Pwede na. Hindi kami makakuha.
Full house on the media side.
Ano ba? Hintay ko yung ako.
Yeah, all kinds of, if you have that up with the weapons officers, you can make your way outside and you
Yung
go
sign
to
na
the
wall.
wall. They're doing a lot of replanning.
That's Torres' son,
Yeah.
the new DOC commissioner.
Oh, that's what we know. Now we're gonna confirm it.
Came out to let us know that they were just going to get situated, and then they were. So thanks again for tuning in. And after we get all this stuff today, you should be tuning in tomorrow morning to Good Morning Around. You can check it out and find out. Thought they would go back to selection for today, the selections, and what you think. Go, I'll tell them. Just a little reminder, it definitely helps the page, helps our channel if you like it. If you haven't liked our page already, that's great. If you like the broadcast, that would be helpful too. It'll help get the message out there for all the other folks. And they see that one of their friends like this page. Helps that number. Yeah, we're going to get started here soon, so if you have any questions that you think you should ask the guys. Thanks again for all the work, so keep them coming. Very, very good. Thanks for watching this thing, and you're there anytime. I really appreciate it.
Thanks for your patience and patience still. We're just setting up a moment.
You tell us why your shoes are so squeaky.
These are my running shoes. Shout out Run Side Pad. And yeah, I definitely have a lot of miles in them. I don't know why they're squeaky, but I assume it's from all the running.
Thanks. Hey, Bill, while you're there, who you got in the Super Bowl? The Chiefs or? You want them both to lose. That's great. Yes, sir, that's good. I think it's gonna be here. You guys, match up against each other. Everyone's gonna earthquake that happened.
Earthquake. You're just trying to hit my camera, that's why.
No, it was going even for it. You got your money on the eagle?
You don't have to do stuff like that.
No, legit.
All right, if you're just joining us, we
That's
do
awesome.
have some documents. Of course, as we reported, the Senate is expected to hold confirmation hearings, and the Senate Committee on
Yeah, bro, I
GA,
don't know what happened to
GA,
them.
the Executive
Well, I do know what
Appointments and
happened.
Government
They went down
Investigations,
to
is chaired
their
by
fifth
Senator
string
Selena
quarterback.
Babata, a Democrat, but who ran with
Can't
support
get over
from
it.
the
That's crazy.
independent AD team.
Who has
We did get
overcome
comment from
anything
her
like that? How
about
could you expect
after
that?
these appointments are made public, what is her role
And then
moving
Purdy,
forward,
he gets
given the
Purdy doing
Senate
so
is
well.
going to hold confirmation hearings. She just told KOAM moments ago, this is Senator Selena Babata, saying it is
there.
my and the committee's intention to conduct a fair and reasonable confirmation hearing process on all nominees put forth by this administration. Senator Babata adds, I have not seen any supporting documents as of this time, so I do not know the qualifications and, more unfortunately, the experiences of the nominees and whether they are the right fit in terms of their leadership qualities for the position they are nominated to. Again, that coming from Senator Selena Babata, former House Rep, Democrat, who is the chair of the Executive Appointments and Government Investigations Committee, which will be facilitating the confirmation process for some of these appointees that we will be hearing from any moment now. So the Senate appearing to stand ready to move forward with these confirmation hearings.
For
And
you
Senate
guys
got
who are
shown
off
there,
island.
Senator Babata saying that she hasn't received the documents yet, so she doesn't know the qualifications. They're indicating that they are going to take a close look at these applicants and these appointees, even given that the legislature now has a majority that is leaning towards the AD banner. So we'll have more tonight on prime time at 6 o'clock. And again, this press conference was scheduled to begin at 2:30, and we're just waiting outside to be let in. We've seen some of the appointees and acting secretaries and members of the legislature here, though we haven't seen any members of the Senate here enter the room. So we are going to begin any moment now, but again, that statement coming just in right now from the chair of the Senate committee, which will be facilitating these confirmation hearings. Thanks so much for tuning in.
See, one of the things they cut back on was the money for aircon. You know what, I'll tell you what, if they would have been able to have an offense, keep the team on the field longer, I think it's all about the Niners. You know, lose even your fourth string quarterback, he gets concussed. Not a lot to do. All right, that's a great question. Thank you. Oh, here we go. Frankie Bill Torres says hi.
Can we put this on?
Yeah.
All right, folks, we're going to zoom in
Smile here.
so you can see everybody who's here right now. I thought I was going to be able to zoom, but they're going to be out of luck.
Good afternoon. First, I want to thank the media for joining us this afternoon. As you all know, that we're here basically so that we can give you the first introduction of cabinet appointments and key appointments to the administration. welcome again to your press conference. I remember being asked the press conference that we had regarding the appointment, and at the time it was very, we were in a really critical situation that we needed to address our other issue. And in the meantime, as our fiscal team started doing its work, we had the opportunity and the time to pivot and begin to put the administration's team together. So this afternoon we're ready to announce most of those appointments to the public. Again, thank you for joining us and providing the platform for us. Before we do that, let's just kind of go around the table, around the room, and introduce ourselves. Start from the right.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Sylvan, Military and Veterans Affairs Office.
Good afternoon, my name is Leila Staffler and I'm at the Department of Labor.
Good afternoon. Sablan, Senior Policy Advisor to the Government.
Good afternoon, I'm the work from the Youth Affairs Office.
Tenorio from the Criminal Justice Planning Agency.
Good afternoon, I think Torres, Department of Corrections.
My name is Felix Nogis. I'm here on behalf of the Carolinian Affairs Office.
Good afternoon, half a day. My name is Joseph Rios. I'm here for Department of Commerce.
Tiro and half a day, Sylvan Igisomar, Department of Land and Natural Resources.
Danny Aquino, Commonwealth Bureau of Military Affairs.
And then Yumul, I'm with the Department of
Good afternoon, I'm Villagomez, Office of Management and Budget.
Good afternoon, everybody. Tracy, Norita, Department of Finance.
You guys want to introduce? So there you have it. But let me begin to just reiterate our team. Francis Sablan, we appointed her to head the Office of Veterans Affairs. And Leila Staffler, we submitted her official nomination to the Senate for the Secretary of the Department of Labor. Sablan, we're still negotiating, but she will most likely be doing work as a senior policy advisor to the governor. And Delbert, who has already been assigned as the Special Assistant for Youth Affairs. Tenorio has been appointed as the Special Assistant for Criminal Justice Planning
Agency.
And
Anthony.
Torres has been appointed to the Department of Corrections, and Mr. Felix Nogis is the Special Assistant to the Carolinian Affairs Office. Mr. Joey Rios appointed as our Secretary of Commerce. Sylvan Igisomar appointed as the Secretary of the Department of Lands and Natural Resources. And Mr. Aquino will be the Special Assistant for Commonwealth Bureau of Military Affairs. And Mr. Yumul will be our Secretary of Public Works. And Vicky Villagomez will, of course, return back to the Office of Management and Budget. And Tracy Norita will be appointed to the Secretary of Finance. Like I said, it's been almost a month since we took office, but there was a lot of critical issue that was at the forefront of our administration when we first walked in the door. And those took precedent, but we're very happy that we are now able to begin to constitute our cabinet members. There are several that are still not filled, but the names are pretty much finalized. Some of them are off island, and we thought that we would hold those announcements back until they come back on that. Let me first ask the Lieutenant Governor to say a few words.
Well, thank you, Rios, for joining us this afternoon. And of course, we're presenting our secretaries and directors and special assistant for our government. These are the people that will be running the show in this administration. These are our rebuilding trust team. So that's what we're here for. The governor said we still have several positions that we need to fill. And we also invited the members of the legislature here to join us this afternoon, as we're all working together for our community and our people that come and work here. Looking forward to working with you through the media, please. Put out the right information. Never fight with anybody. Help everybody on this island. Even if we have to help each other, we can do that. And never been known to hate anybody. So please put out the right information. Thank you very much.
Okay. These are the individuals that we've chosen for the respective departments and agencies. We want to say this, that there are quite a few numbers of folks that have submitted their interests, shown their interest, or expressed their interest, and have also submitted their credentials to us. There are still a lot of other agencies that we might have to go back and fill. So those folks will certainly be considered for some of these positions. And I want to thank each of our appointees individually, collectively for putting themselves up and basically wanting to serve in the administration. These are challenging times, to say the least. The issues that we're facing, not just the fiscal issues, but labor, immigration issues, economy, and all the different policies. These are challenging times, and I expect nothing, just as the public expect nothing but hard work, dedication from our appointees. We believe that individually we are more than qualified to take on the individual task, but it really is going to be the collective effort to move this forward, move the Commonwealth forward to addressing some of the issues. And I look forward to Senate hearings on our nominees that require Senate confirmations. With that, I will open the floor now for any of our nominees to share their thoughts or just a few questions. From the media.
I just have two questions. The first for Special Advisor Sablan. Why did you decide to pursue this particular role, and how will you move forward given that there was a unity pledge between you and the governor when you were a former candidate?
Right. So as the governor alluded, that we are still negotiating the terms of this position, but my interest was in working closely with him and the legislature, our delegates to Congress, our agency and department heads, and our federal government partners and other stakeholders to advance the governor's policy agenda. I think that I can serve in that capacity well, and I will do so to the best of my ability. And part of my focus, a big part of my focus in this role, will be to follow through on the commitments that are outlined in the unity pledge that the governor and the lieutenant governor agreed to.
And Secretary Norita, we've seen how the actions of the past finance secretary have impacted this government's finances. If at all, hope not, but if the governor and lieutenant governor were to go through the wayside in terms of finances, are you ready to stand up for the Commonwealth in your role as the finance secretary?
Yes, definitely. And I'm glad to say that in meeting with the governor and the lieutenant governor, we talked about aligning our values and building integrity and trust in government. And so I am honored to serve in their administration to do that with them to the best of my ability.
Right. Mr. Governor, have you selected yet a legal counsel for your office?
Yeah. Yes. The Attorney General. No, I really haven't, I've had conversation with the Attorney General. As you well know, those is in the Constitution that we have to go through that route. I certainly want to make sure that we get that advice and that guidance from the Attorney General's office and the Attorney General himself. But that sort of taking a back. I'm not sure in the past. I know the governors in the past have had their own legal counsel, but under the circumstances that we're in right now, I've had a fairly good working relationship with the Attorney General and his staff, and no, we're gonna move forward. Eventually, as the volume of work increases, we will most likely have a full-time counsel in the office of the governor.
Sir, you already kind of alluded to this, or didn't allude to it. You did spell it out, but it was a question that came from a whole bunch of viewers. That can you explain your selection process for your cabinet members? Specifically, they said, how did they submit their interest, and how did you select the members?
Well, one of the things that when we open up, we open up and requested for your resumes to look at your credentials closely. I've been in government and public service for a long time. In a small community like ours, we know a lot of people. We know their capabilities also, and we know their philosophies and the individuals themselves. So those plays a lot into our decision. I fully understand the political inclinations sometimes of appointees, but I think the lieutenant governor and myself have kind of first of all, we're very fortunate that we're a nonpartisan governor and lieutenant governor, right? So you know, we're able to look at individuals and one, their credentials, the other one is their philosophy and individual.
Thanks. Oh, and when we last met for your last press conference, you were here for about a week and a half or so, and you were saying that your team with the legislature, you're working together meeting every week about the potential revised budget. Do we have any progress that you could report?
We pivoted and asked Vicky, who's setting the team with the legislatures for somewhere here. But Vicky, you have my permission to answer that question.
Thank you for that question, Brad. So this week we were able to meet with all of the departments concerning the budget revision that we plan to submit sometime next week. Basically, that meeting is just to remove the 20% ARPA or everything ARPA related in Public Law 22-20. So that is the goal that we have, working hard with the group, and that we look forward to, that budget revision, and hopefully, other things will come up once the enactment comes through. More than likely, there's going to be cost containment measures that have to take place in order for this government to be able to sustain itself.
Thank you. And the only last one I have for you, sir, is for those of us who don't know, which members that were announced today have to be approved through the Senate. I don't think everybody has to be, but some of them do for sure, right?
Department heads, I believe.
Governor, can you just clarify whether the positions for DPS, defense, and homeland are still vacant, or are we just awaiting their return to the academy?
Some of them are still vacant, and some of them we still, looking at several candidates. The departments that you just mentioned are very, very critical departments. As we all know, these are departments that have, over the years, had controversies and to deal with public safeties and sensitive departments. So, the Lieutenant Governor and I are taking a full bore of considerations for those candidates. But we will be making those announcements fairly shortly, probably next week or the following.
And interested applicants are still able to send in the resume
Sure.
for those. And then I have a question for the Commissioner for the Department of Corrections. Were you given a chance to review the transition report?
I have.
Can you tell us, or could you identify some of the major challenges that you'll be working on in this future term?
Well, first of all, I want to say I'm truly honored to be of service to our community and for the opportunity to serve along with more than 150 dedicated men and women of the department. And like the Governor and Lieutenant Governor, I want integrity and trust I'm going to do my best to fulfill that, and I will give 110% with all that, and you will get that from me. But thank you. Sorry.
Thank you. Can we get a list of the new appointees? Is this one of it?
Some were referred, some have been referred to us for consideration. Yeah, that's one of the more difficult positions that we feel. So we want to do this deliberately. We want to make sure that we try our best to choose the right person and the right team. And knowing full well that sometimes in departments where very sensitive, critical departments, we we will take our time and bring in even the existing management team have a talk. At the end of the day, you know, the Lieutenant Governor and I will take full responsibilities for our appointments. We will not waver to having people make decisions for us. We will make that decision and we'll take full responsibility for those decisions.
Can you have a statement from Leila?
Thank you. Test. All right. We want to use the equipment. I am really excited to serve with this team. There's an amazing group of professional and talented individuals at this table who are ready to serve and see how we can help our community move forward in this really tough situation. I know that each of us have a lot of solutions and innovative ways that we can look at the problems ahead and find solutions for all that can bring us to a harmony that we all need and deserve. I know that a lot of the messaging has been bleak, but I can assure you that we have been meeting, we have been looking at the ways that we can move forward with collaborating on how we can leverage our resources, and especially looking at how we can use the existing programs that are here right now to help our people move forward. And so at the Department of Labor, we do have employment services, and we encourage the community to come and register. We provide training and opportunities so that people can skill up in their abilities so that they can find their pathway to workforce involvement that will make them maybe earn more than they're at right now. And so it just takes the step of coming and registering. I did notice after the first ARPA 500 people were not renewed in December, we didn't see an increase in enrollment in our programs, and I thought, hey, there's something that we need to do about that. So this is my first call out to encourage community members. If you are looking for work or looking to get access to training, start at the Department of Labor, come to Employment Services and see what you can register for. WIOA also is looking for more participants, and all of these provide training opportunities so that you can earn more skills, get skills that will make you have a higher earning potential in the long run. And of course, we have so many great educational institutions. I'll be meeting with them in the next couple of days to collaborate on how we can make sure that all of these resources for training are available to our community, because we need you to join us in building our economy back, especially in the private sector. And so that's my main message to people, and I thank you for giving us this opportunity, and I look forward to what we can do.
Just clarification. So until the Senate confirms them, so those serving in the acting capacity will just continue to serve?
Yeah, those are the ones that needs Senate confirmation. Some our appointees do not have to go through the Senate confirmation, so immediately they will take official, become the official head of these agencies.
I'm not sure about the youth affairs. Youth affairs doesn't think that.
Yeah, it doesn't need. Leila, Tracy, Yumul, Gilnar, Joey, corrections, regional affairs.
And Governor, can you address how you will ensure Rhoda and Tina are also represented in your cabinet?
Yes.
What are you doing to make sure that happens?
We have candidates that are under consideration for these.
But not right now.
No.
Oh,
but you know, I mean, I don't know. I mean, personally, I never really think about in those lines. I look at the individual candidates and their capacity and their ability and whether I trust them. It doesn't matter where you're from. But we have very capable individuals under consideration for both of these other actors.
And then just as a follow-up, with regards to your chief of staff, is there any reason why that's taking a lot longer than others?
A lot of issues. We already one of the biggest reasons that at this point in time, the Office of the Governor of Town has been overrun by $1 million. But secondly, you know, that's something that I also very taking my time to take a close look at that. And there's many candidates out there. Some of them are not available. Some of them are, and these are very critical positions that I believe I need to take a lot of time to consider, because once we do this, I don't have time to turn back in.
And last we spoke with regards to the fiscal response team that you convened, you said maybe 3 weeks later we'd have an update. You told us that you're waiting to appoint your cabinet because you're focused on the fiscal disaster that is our finances. So are we going to get a clear picture anytime soon? We've been to some board meetings where board members are saying they're waiting to get a clear picture from you. So when can we get a clear picture?
Well, you know, the board meetings that don't have a clear picture of where their finances are, obviously you're not doing your job. I mean, if the board doesn't know where it's at in terms of its finances, there's a big problem. Now, our fiscal response teams are working very hard. They have actually just finished talking to all the departments. And so the end game to that is that we need to move fast in getting a revised budget. The Lieutenant Governor and I have decided that it's no longer continues to be urgent for us to keep coming out in public and saying how bad things are. I believe people know we're pretty clear. I mean, very clear how bad things are, man. We don't need to continue that discussion. Right now, we're looking at how we're going to address it. To keep this government afloat and address the 2024 budget submission, which is mandated that we submit by May 1. And so we're working very hard to do that. In the meantime, at the same time, we continue to look deeper into what happened, why did it happen, what we need to do to hopefully recover some. Some of the transition reports and reports that have come out submitted to the Office of the Public Auditor and the Office of the Attorney General. So they're also doing their part.
And just a quick follow-up on the IAGA, I believe this meeting on February 8 in DC, that's the Interior Affairs convening of the territories. Is that something you're going to attend on February 8 in DC? And do you have any plans for what you're going to see there in terms of meetings?
Yes. Fortunately, I will be able to make it to that meeting. Initially, I was very reluctant because of the situation that we're in, but I think it looks like it's very, very, very important also that I have been able to engage with federal partners in terms of recommendations and what we've done with the assistance that they have given us, and also to try to articulate the situations. And we're going to have a full discussion and take all the opportunities that we have to talk to individual federal agencies and partners on how what we need to get our shit back on get ourselves back. So yeah, we're working on the statement. We're going to be given 5 minutes to articulate everything that is happening in the Commonwealth and put together the ask of Commonwealth.
Mr. Governor, you referenced the transition reports just now. One of our viewers just asked, will they be made public and when would they be released to the public, if so?
Well, you know, after we reviewed some of the transition report, there's obviously some reasons to make those transition reports available for the last time to the departments, just to review whether there were some things that they can react to, but we will be submitting that. The most critical report is the financial report, and that's transition report is a document that we can continue to refer back to and take corrective action in terms of the priorities of how we move forward and addressing some of the issues.
I got one more, sorry.
Time for one more question.
While we were outside, we saw the folks walking out from Joint Region Marianas and Indo-PACOM, some of the guys from the Air Force. Can you tell us about what their visit was about today?
Oh, yeah, we can. They're just giving us a briefing on the bird airfield. I guess they have on the supplemental.
Okay. Okay, guys, you heard it from the governor and his cabinets. Those were the new appointed members, and we'll have the full story for you on Candid later on tonight. This is Vicky Lynn with Candid. Thank you.